Hello, welcome to my channel, The Danish Readaholic. Today I'm showing you 22 books that I want to read in 2022. As much as I want to go into detail with what the books are about, I am just not going to do that with 22 books. So I'm going to show you the books. If I know anything about them on the top of my head, I'm gonna tell you. Otherwise, I'm just gonna kind of explain why I want to read it. I have two piles. One is, I don't want to say a random pile because it is books that I really want to read, but it's more like first books in a series or standalones, whereas the other are sequels. I think I'm gonna go ahead and start with the ones that are not sequels. First up, we have Where Dreams Descend by Janilla Angeles. I have had this for quite a while. I got this secondhand. This is the Owl Crate edition. And I don't know, there's just something about it. I believe that this is something to do with a circus, and that is the extent of my knowledge, actually. The cover here gives me like serious circus vibes, and I am just here for it. I have the sequel as well, so I am hoping I like it, and if I do, then I can actually, check this series off my list, which would just, be really, really nice. Next up, we have Goddess in the Machine by Laura Beth Johnson. This is about a girl who wakes up from, I think, what is it called? Cryonic sleep. That was what it was called. She wakes up from this cryonic sleep, and then she is basically surrounded by people who think that she is a goddess, which she is not. And that, again, is the extent of my knowledge, but that was what I needed to know in order to decide that this was something I wanted to read. This very much reminds me of one of the seasons in The 100. I don't remember what season. I think it was maybe season 6 or something. And I adore the TV show. I haven't seen season 7, so please no spoilers. I definitely want to go into more sci-fi and see what I think of it, even though I keep saying that it's not for me, and with all, the robotics and the space thing, but you know what, I'm gonna give it a go anyways. I do believe that the sequel was either released this year or will be released next year, and you know what, if I like this, then I'm just, gonna add it to my list of books that I'm gonna get. Next up, we have Akotar, which I think everyone knows what that is. I cannot tell you what it's about, but I do believe that in the first one we follow Feyre, who kills a wolf, and then she has to go to the Fey court to kind of, I don't know, I think it's instead of being killed or something. So that is like her punishment, that she has to go live with the Fey. I don't know. I want to continue with the series because I have so many friends who say that they love it. I also have a few who didn't really like it as much, but I think 2022 is the year that I'm gonna tackle A Court of Thorns and Roses. I have a feeling that I'm gonna be just as much in love with Rysand as everyone else. I don't know if it's Rysand or Rysand, but does anybody really know? Next up, we have Romanov by Nadine Brandes. I do believe that this is like an Anastasia retelling, but I'm not sure. But I'm guessing because Romanov. I have no idea what this was about or is about. I got this secondhand together with a bunch of other books. I think this is a special edition. But this was more of a cover buy, and then the fact that it was called Romanov, and I was kind of like, okay, Russian vibes. But again, I've had this for quite a while. It is rather short, and I do believe it's a standalone, so I kind of want to not get it out of the way, but you know what I mean. Read it so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh my god, that sounds so negative. It's not negative at all. It's not like I want to get it out of the way because I'm actually really excited to read it. It's just, I want to get through my physical TBR. And the only way to do that is by reading. And I feel like finishing standalones will help me a lot with feeling like I've achieved something, because then I've finished an entire story and not just one part of the story. Does that make any kind of sense to anybody? Please let me know, because that is how I feel. Next up, we have There Will Come a Darkness by Katie Rose Poole. This has something to do with destiny, prophets, visions. I don't remember more. Something to do with prophets, and then I think there's also a ragtag group of people who become like a found family. I don't know. But I really want to get to this because I haven't seen anybody talk about it and I'm curious. Next up we have Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I just really want to read a Margaret Rogerson book and this is the only one that I own, and honestly this cover is just stunning. Was this a cover by a little bit? I couldn't really tell you what it was about, but it looks so damn interesting. Why have I added this to the books I want to read in 2022? I'm not sure. Maybe to be ahead of things when the sequel will be released. I will probably already have read this and then I will know if I should get it. We'll see. But I definitely want to get to this, and again, it is kind of like a shorter book. Hopefully I will do better next year with my reading goal than I did this year. Next up we have From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I am jumping on the train. I was supposed to read this in November and I'd also kind of half picked it for December, or I had picked it for December, but then I switched it out because something else would fit better. I want to add this to my TBR for next year. I am definitely gonna do that, and then hoping to finish like the entire series next year. That would just be perfect. I actually don't know what this is about like at all. I just know that everyone is raving about it and I really want to read it, so here we are. From Blood and Ash. Next up we have Blade of Secrets by Tricia Levenseller. I think this follows like a bladesmith. I'm just really excited for this one and I can't really tell you why. I also really want to get to some of Tricia Levenseller's books because I've only heard good things about her, and it is one of my best friend Caitlin's favorite authors. I also got this from her, so. Next up we have The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. I was not that excited about this book when I got it in my Fairy Loot, but then I've heard people talk about it and now I am just so excited to see what I think of it. I've actually wanted to add it to my TBR for the last couple of months, but just haven't really had the opportunity to. So this is definitely going on my books to read in 2022 and I am excited to get to it. Next up we have Odins Child by Siri Pedersen. I don't know what this is about. It's a chunker. I am really excited to read this because Siri Pedersen is actually, I think she's Norwegian. It must be Norse mythology inspired because it has something to do with Odin. And I am just excited to see what this is. It basically says that at 15 winters old, Hiiya learns that she is a child of Odin, tailless, wrought from another world, despised, dreaded, and hunted. And I am so excited. It is a bit of a chunker, which is probably why I haven't picked it up yet. I got it in, I think it was September, because I got it for the Whatever You Want-a-thon, and I just didn't read it. But I am still really excited to get to it and also to read a little bit more Norse fantasy because I haven't really read much of it. Next up we have Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. I don't know what this is about. I think that it has something to do with Greek mythology, obviously, but that's about the extent of my knowledge. I just, get great vibes from the main character in this and I am just excited. It seems like there will be like a cool ass warrior girl in this and I'm just here for that. Next up we have These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan. This is definitely one of the books that I also wanted to add to my TBR this year but didn't really get a chance to, so it has to be on my TBR for next year. It's probably one of the first books that I will read if I get to, like if my game allows it. I will probably add this for January or something. I don't know. I'm just really excited to get to it and see what I think. And also the sequel is coming out next year, so hopefully I will get to read this before I get the chance to buy like a matching edition from Fairy Loot, which is probably what I'm gonna do. I don't know. Next up we have Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. This just looks so cool and I like the whole sister dynamic, and then there's a dragon and drama. So I'm just really excited to get to this. I think the only thing that I know about this is that we have Dani and Eden, who are two sisters. One is like a dragon slayer and the other kind of has this relationship with the dragon, or she gains this relationship with the dragon, and I think they will just be like on opposing sides as to what to do with this dragon, and I don't know, I'm just very intrigued, and that is like all I know about it, and that is all I want to know about it. I am really excited to read this. The last book that is not a sequel is Crave by Tracy Wolff. This is, I think, kind of like vampires and werewolves and I don't know. But I've only heard, well, I've heard mostly good things, but then I have also heard that you should probably read the sequel before deciding what you think, because maybe the first one isn't the best, but I don't know. But I definitely want to read this because when I got it, I was so excited about it, and then I kind of forgot about it because I had to read something else. And yeah, now I just want to get to it. Now let's get to the sequels. I think the most obvious reason for all of these are that they're sequels to series that I have already started and that I want to continue. So first up we have Salt Stone by Victoria Scott. This is a sequel to Fire and Flood. It's like Hunger Games meet Pokemon. And this is like the sequel and the final book in the series, and I am really excited to see where things go. We kind of get to see that they have this mission and that this thing that they want to achieve, and I'm kind of excited to see how they're gonna go about it. So we have Salt Stone. Next up, Crown of Midnight, Sarah J. Maas. I want to continue with this series because it's such a long series, and I just, I need to. This is not like the highest priority because I think I might want to get the rest of the books and then just binge it, but I'm not sure that that is what I'm gonna do. I'm shocked at myself that I haven't read this yet. This is Winterkeep by Kristen Cashore, the 4th book in the Graceling series. I have no words. I've had this for such a long time. Well, not such a long time. I got it this year, didn't I? Didn't I? I haven't read it yet. So this is another case of I just want to continue the series. I also know that Kristen Cashore will be releasing the 5th book in the series, I think also this year. And I'm really excited. So I think I need to, try and be up to date. Next up we have A Torch Against the Night, which is the sequel to An Ember in the Ashes, where we follow Laia and Elias in this desert kind of world, and Laia is kind of with the rebellion, where Elias is a soldier in this academy. Yeah, there's just a bunch of stuff. Like, that was like the worst summary of a book ever. Just know that I recommend. So this is the sequel, and obviously the rest of the series is also on the list, but since it's only 22 books, I didn't want to add all of them. So A Torch Against the Night, I need to continue with this series. Next up we have The Dragon and the Queen by Caitlin Davis. This is the 3rd book in the series. The 4th book will be released this year, and again, I want to be on top of things and be ready for it when it comes out. I am not sure that the 4th one will be the conclusion to the series, but so far I think that it is. At least I haven't heard anything else. I'm just really excited to see where it goes because it ended off really dramatically and I'm intrigued. This is the type of book where I have no idea what's gonna happen because everything just happens. 3 books left, guys. 3 books left. We have The Ever-Cruel Kingdom by Rin Chupeco. This is the sequel to The Never-Tilting World, and I think also the conclusion to the series, so I would be able to take another book off my list, which would be great, or another series off my list, and I want to see what happens to these characters. I really enjoyed these characters that I got to meet in The Never-Tilting World, and I want to see where it goes, because I can't really see how this would end, so I am so excited. Then we have Namesake. I was supposed to read this with Fable back to back, but did I do that? No. But I don't think that I need to reread Fable in order to remember if I just, read this soon, so in the beginning of the next year, but I'm also going to try and prioritize reading the sequels first. You know what? I feel like I always say that and then I just end up reading something else. No comment. So this is also on my list. The final book, Tears of Frost by Bree Barton, with its very shiny cover. So I don't know how well you can see it. This is the sequel to Heart of Thorns that definitely took me by surprise. I loved it so much. I did think that I would love it, but I didn't think I would love it as much as I did. I also have the 3rd book now, which is Souls of Cinder, and if I could read them back to back, that would be great, because as far as I know, Soul of Cinder is the last book in the series, so again, I could take off a series. I'm sorry if I went through these really fast, but it was 22 books and I didn't really feel like going too much into detail about every single book, so I hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching. Please tell me some of the books that you will prioritize for next year. You don't have to tell me 22, but if you have 22 on a list or a link or anything, just, I would love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Haven't I already said that? If you like this video, please hit the like icon, and if you want to see more of my bookish content, then please hit subscribe. It will mean the world to me. And until I see you next time, bye!